Okay, so my name is Harmony. I go by she, her pronouns. I am bisexual.
I'm Josh. I would say I am queer or gay, depending on how you want to look at it. I use he, him pronouns. Yeah.
Okay, I'm Lesego Mashilwane. I am pansexual and I identify by she, her.
My name's Liam and I identify as gender fluid and my sexuality is omnisexual.
Okay, so my name is Phoebe Macaulay and my gender identity, I go by she, her pronouns, and then I'm bisexual.
I'd say it's always been a part of my identity, as it has been with, I think, a lot of queer people. But I think it came about as I entered adolescence, as I started more to become aware of terminology and what being queer meant. Because previously it was just feelings I didn't understand, but learning what being part of the LGBTQIA+ community was where I was able to actually find, hey, I am this is something that I feel.
Actually, I knew I think about 7 months ago. I only recently came out because I knew that I had a crush kind of on my best friend actually, but then I just suppressed it.
Throughout the years, I have always been struggling with my identity, and when it comes to feeling an attraction to the opposite sex and other sexes, of course, I kind of came natural to it, and I just decided that, you know what, that's me.
To be honest, when I watched the third time I watched Adventure Time, there was this character Marceline, and I thought that she was really hot and attractive, but I subdued it. So I've known since I was 7.
The biggest misconception about the LGBTQ plus community or my sexual orientation in general is just that they think that I will be with a lot of people at the same time, and that we might cheat.
So I'd say the biggest misconception is that in lesbian relationships, people expect it to be femme on femme and masc on femme or stem, and they never start on start relationships. They think it's such a masculine thing, so it's not something people are used to.
Probably the fact that they think that because I'm bisexual, I want to be in a polyamorous relationship, which is not true. So that's, I think, the biggest misconception. Or the fact that because bi means two, only two genders and not two or more.
When I think of the community as a whole, it's often perceived that the community itself is very, very toxic and harmful to members within it. But as in any community, there are people who do wish to bring it down and see it in a negative light. But as a whole, I think it's a very supportive community where people can find who they truly are and find a place where they belong.
I think it definitely has. Back in, let's say, 1980s, people were seen as gay when they had different interests than what was normal, and if they were more feminine than others. Personally, I think that it has reached a really good point at this moment, though it can become better. Yeah.
I think it has. It's been a very slow progression, though. I think, though, with the new show called Hot Stopper, the LGBTQ representation has kind of flipped on its head and it's shown more of a positive representation. And then how to fix it, to kind of make the story not just revolve around their sexuality, because my sexuality is just a part of who I am, but to rather showcase the individual as a whole.
The portrayal has changed dramatically, but I think it still has a long way to go. I always think the portrayal of queer characters always started with villainization of it, or as a novelty where a character only exists simply for being a queer character, as a token in a way, as a forced means of representation. And that's still very prevalent within media today. But I think we're starting to see a change where characters are queer, but that is not their entire being, and they are characters with depth and personality. So I think to keep going, we just need to normalize being queer within the media as opposed to making it part of who the characters are.
So I'd say they make it a norm that it's okay to be part of the LGBTQ plus, and educating other people on how to accept other people when they come out.
By first and foremost recognizing the students' pronouns and making sure that like you stay to their pronouns and you realize that misgendering is a form of discrimination or purposely trying to hurt the person because of their sexual identity or their gender identity is what do you call it, discrimination, and to form programs around it to make sure that discrimination doesn't happen in school.
I think they should like just accept it and know that people are different and that they should accept it and greet it with open arms, because they often like misgender people and whatever, so they should have open arms for them and support them.
I think when it comes to identities and like stuff like that, like for example if someone's transgender, they should give the students an opportunity to be able to live as their identity.
With love and support, it's a difficult thing for us to have to do. The fact that we have to do it, I think, just shows the struggle that we have as the community as a whole, and I think they should just love and care and support us.
I think just respect and honestly kindness and pride in a way, just really kind to them.
I think the ideal way is just to show them the utmost support and love for the person, because just because they go by a certain sexual orientation doesn't mean they are like different as a person. They are still who they are. So you just are who you are.
To be more understanding of who they are and loving the person as they are.
I think just acceptance and at least personally not to make a big show of it. I find what often happens is there's a lot of drama and build up to coming out as a process, and I don't think that's always what people want. I think people just want to be accepted for who they are and it becomes a part of them. It's just normal. That's the idea. Mine was overall positive, and mine was somewhat close to the ideal. It was treated as normal. It was just part of who I was, and it didn't change anything.
My coming out experience was hectic, to be honest. There was a lot of judgment, people found it disgusting, but then at the end of the day, I embraced who I was and I became more vocal about it.
It was alright, since my parents was expecting that I was gay for quite a while, but honestly I know of stories that were worse, but I was okay.
Mine was, I haven't came out to my parents because I know they are not keen really on the LGBTQ plus community, but my mother is very supportive. She's made that clear, but I just don't feel comfortable as yet as coming out. But to my friends, they are well aware that I'm part of it, and yeah.